Hello, my dear students. One more week has passed, and I'm here to wrap up its results. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your great work in Module 1. In this module, I have got acquainted with some of you, and I should say that you are extraordinary people with unique lives. I'm very happy to be your instructor. For example, Ludmila from Karelia. Her wish is to become a teacher of English. The fact that she has managed to make such great progress in English without any instructor support deserves a sincere admiration. I really adore such people, and I will be glad to help you, Ludmila, improve your English even more. Olga Denisova from Ufa. Being 18 years old, she has so many interests and hobbies, such as mathematics, music, and of course foreign languages. She would like to know German, but English is her first priority. Olga loves swimming. So Olga, there isn't much time left till summer begins, and we all will be able to swim in the sea or ocean or river. So we just need to survive our spring term. Olga Maximova. She has her own unique life path. She has a wonderful profession, works as a lawyer in Nizhny Novgorod. But she has always wanted to continue learning English, and that's why she has entered Nizhny Novgorod State Linguistic University to make her dream come true. You're also right, Olga, that foreign language is important when you travel abroad, and you need to know the culture and the traditions and customs of the country that you visit. A foreign language can help you a lot as it reflects customs and traditions. Please share more information about yourselves because it will help me to learn you better and to get ready for our meeting in spring. Okay. In this module, you were introduced to English Phonetics course. As you have understood, the course goals are very ambitious, as it aims at helping you not only understand the theoretical basis of this subject, but also improve your pronunciation and soften your accent. Test 1. How well you know your syllabus showed the following result. Let's have a look. These are the answers for the first question. So the green tick stands for the right answer. The orange one stands for the partly correct answer. If you have a cross, then it means it's incorrect. So as you can see, the first question was answered mostly correctly. Please, when you do such tests on Moodle, be very attentive. Sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 variants are possible. So if we have a look at the other questions, for example, question 2, there are some incorrect answers, but mostly the answers are correct. Most of you have managed to make your mistake in the last question about how you can ask me questions, etc., etc. Okay, let's have a look at the correct answers and let's discuss every question. What are the main course goals? This course has 3 main goals. So you will improve your pronunciation and soften your accent, you will understand the general phonetic terms, and you will be able to describe basic phonetic processes. As for the major final assessment that you will need to decide on from the very beginning of the course, that's the final oral presentation. And in this module, you were supposed to choose a text for your final oral presentation, and from now on, you will work on it gradually. The late work policy. So if you submit your assignment late, your grade will be lowered by 50%. I'm sorry to say that, but that's our policy. That's why work gradually and submit all the assignments on time. Then, where do you find your assessment for a week in each module? As you can see, when you enter Moodle, you will see the introduction to every module and you can find all the instructions there. Besides, you can use your syllabus and all the instructions are given in the class schedule. How often do you need to use your phonetics glossary or a list of phonetic terms? As far as you have understood, it's important to have a special notebook with phonetic terms. And every time you read a chapter, for example, you watch my videos, then you need to write out new terms with their translation and their transcription. So every topic when you meet new phonetic terms. How can you reach your instructor? Me. Ask for help and support if the question is not urgent. If the question is not urgent, it's better to reach me by discussion forums. But if it is urgent, please reach me by email. So if it is not urgent, the correct answer is by a discussion forum posting. Let's go back to the topic of English phonetics. So for the topic, the first topic in English phonetics was the organs of speech and their functions. So before jumping into sounds, you need to understand the anatomy of speech and especially speech organs and their functions. I was very glad that test 2, the organs of speech and their functions, showed a very good result. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Again, an orange tick stands for a partly correct answer, then a green one for the correct answer, and a cross stands for the incorrect one. Judging by the results, I can say that there are not so many mistakes and concerns about the speech organs. So the topic was very interesting and quite easy to understand. Let's have a look at the correct answers again. Okay, the first question was the cavities. As far as you know, there are 4 cavities in our speech tract: the nasal cavity, the oral cavity, the pharynx, and the larynx. You will see only 2 cavities, the nasal cavity and the mouth cavity. What are active organs of speech? Active organs of speech are those that move when we produce sounds. So in this list, we can see the lips, the tongue, the soft palate, the uvula, the lower jaw, the vocal cords, and the lungs. The other organs, for example, the teeth and the hard palate, are passive organs, and the nasal cavity is a cavity. It's not a speech organ, not an articulator. I mean, it's a speech organ, of course, but it's not an articulator. Into how many parts is the tongue divided for the purposes of phonetics? So for the purposes of phonetics, the tongue is divided into the tip of the tongue, the blade of the tongue, the front of the tongue, the back of the tongue, and the root. So totally 5 parts. Okay, how do you call the space between the vocal cords? The glottis. And what's the function of the passive organs of speech? As they're passive, they do not move. Their function is to serve as places of obstruction, so where the sound is produced. Let's go to the research activity. As for the research activity, the main phonetic terms, it showed your ability to think logically. You were supposed to research on the following terms: phonetics, pronunciation, intonation, and articulation, and match them with the 3 pictures. I was very glad that most of you have used dictionaries as reliable resources, and your logical conclusions and assumptions made me think that you have understood the meaning of these terms pretty well. To tell the truth, the picture of phonetics as a study of sounds which we use in our speech is not given there. So that was my trick. All the other pictures are very subjective. Somebody like Olga Denisova in picture 2 sees a teacher explaining the difference between 2 words. The others can see the movement of our speech organs, which help us produce long and short vowels. I would like to share my understanding. In my subjective opinion, picture 1 shows intonation as the way our voice falls or rises when we speak. And most of you have agreed with me in this respect. Picture 2 shows articulation as the way our speech organs move in order to pronounce words correctly. And in the picture you can see sheep and sheep. So only articulating these sounds correctly we can get them right and they can be understood. Now, number 3, picture 3. I think it's pronunciation, as it includes both intonation and articulation. And we see a boy pronouncing something, so he's trying to articulate something, and at the same time he uses his intonation. So that's pronunciation. So thank you, Lyudmila Trosheva, Anna Admiralova, Olga Denisova, Ksenia Minko, Kate Nevzorova for sharing your research results. Okay. As you all know, the final goal of this course is to improve your pronunciation and soften your accent. At the end of the course, you will need to give a final oral presentation and demonstrate your skills. That's why in Module 1, you were supposed to choose a text for your final oral presentation. From now on, you will start working on it systematically. All the texts that you have uploaded are very interesting, but you need to think how you can make your performance more attractive, more interesting to the audience in December. Maybe you should think about pictures, costumes, PowerPoint presentations, or music, or anything else. If you choose a dialogue for your final oral presentation, please find a partner who will perform with you, and you will work on the same text, on the same dialogue, just throughout the course. Those who have not done it, please don't waste your time. Feel free to upload your text. It's extremely important as you need to work on it gradually in every module. Please remember not to repeat texts. That's why it's advisable to look first what your peers have already uploaded. So today I'm very happy and I'm ready to open a new module for you, Module 2. It is devoted to the general classification of English speech sounds. Here you will learn about the general classification of English speech sounds, the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, and how to identify the number of syllables in English words. You will need to read or watch about the general classification of English speech sounds and do a test on this topic. Then you are supposed to do the activity, identifying the number of syllables in English words, and share your results with your peers. Besides, in this module you will start an individual practice, pronunciation practice, to improve your English vowels and consonants. Please watch my explanations and read some information about it on Moodle. Please work systematically on your English vowels and consonants, because that's very important. I would like to remind you again that everything in this course was designed especially for you, to help you achieve your goals in English. Do not waste your time. As you have chosen the linguistic universities to study at, you need to remember that any foreign language requires systematic practice. Do not postpone everything till the last moment. It doesn't work in this subject. One more thing. Your feedback is also important for me. I would like you to communicate with me freely by using my personal email or discussion forums on Moodle. If you start sharing your questions or concerns freely, I will be able to get an idea what you understand and what you don't understand and where you need my help. And the last reminder is to use your glossary. This is a special notebook we have talked about for your terms in every topic. Okay, thank you for your time and enjoy Module 2.